As you guys know, I've been keeping track of this weird situation that's going on with all of these mosquitoes in America right now. Of course, we have a town in Massachusetts that's kind of under a soft lockdown already. Now they got these trucks coming into New York City, spraying the town down with chemicals, mosquito spray. It looks like something straight out of Wuhan, China. We got a lot of weird stuff going on. You got Anthony Fauci supposedly got sick with the West Nile virus. I got so many crazy stories and updates to give you all about this situation, including something really weird that Bill Gates did recently. But we're going to have to get to all of that in a future video because guess what? I knew that there was a good reason to track this story. And I know sometimes when I talk about things, you may think, who cares about this or this isn't a big deal. Listen, I choose my stories wisely. You see, folks, Vermont, the entire state of Vermont, has just issued a stay-at-home order. From the hours of 6 a.m. or from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, people are recommended to stay inside. Now, as of right now, they're not forcefully enforcing these curfews. Like, if you're out driving around, you're not going to get arrested. But it's recommended that you go indoors at 6 p.m. and you don't come outside until 6 a.m. Okay, folks? Think about how that affects people's lives. And as you think about that, I'm going to read you all some information, and then I'll explain what's going on a little bit further and how this is going to affect everyone. Vermont just became the second state to postpone public events in order to curb the spread of a deadly virus in the state. I got to go ahead and pause. Curb the spread? I don't like that type of terminology. We know where we've heard it before, and they're hitting some of those same talking points again. Let's go forward. The Green Mountain State joins neighboring Massachusetts in recommending their citizens stay home at night amid high reports of EEE. In addition to postponing local nighttime festivals and concerts, the Vermont Department of Health strongly recommends people in some of the state's busiest towns stay inside between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. when the bugs are most active. Around the same time, across state lines, curfews were announced in multiple counties in Massachusetts. Sports games, cookouts, and other end-of-summer events have been postponed across the state, a move Vermont seems to be mirroring now. August marked the first human case of the mosquito-borne illness in Vermont since 2012. The areas in Vermont at highest risk, as highlighted by the health department, include Burlington, Colchester, Alburgh, Swanton, and Sudbury. Public health officials arrived at these areas after finding 47 groups of mosquitoes with EEE across 11 communities, a sharp increase from last year, where 14 groups of mosquitoes tested positive across just 3 towns. The events canceled include Burlington's annual Oktoberfest celebration, normally one of the state's largest gatherings. The event's organizer put out a statement reading, "While the eventual outcome of this virus impact and the general response from the public is not our judgment call to make, the significant costs associated with organizing this event prevent us from delaying this decision any further to find out." Other cancellations include music and food festivals, art shows, concerts, outdoor movies. Vermont's health department stated that since there is no treatment for the disease, prevention is the best course of action, even though it might be inconvenient. The best way to reduce your risk of infection with EEE is to limit time outdoors at dawn and dusk, officials said. If you have to go outside at night, they recommend using heavy amounts of bug spray and wearing long sleeves. So, when this first happened, A lot of people's mentality was, oh, it's just that one small town in Massachusetts. It's not going to affect me. It's not going to happen anywhere else. This isn't a big deal. And then, of course, another town in Massachusetts did the same thing. And now we're at the point that all of Vermont has done the same thing. And in a couple of weeks, we'll have another state doing the same thing. And no one's going to put the pieces of the puzzle together. No one's going to connect the dots. Everyone's still going to be sitting in their town, in their city, in their state, thinking that this isn't going to affect them. But look at what's already happening. Look at how quickly it happened. And look at the fact that outside of a lot of you all watching this video, no one is even aware that this is going on. That's the reality, folks. Not many people are aware that this is going on. But we got 2 states, okay, in the United States of America that are now under soft lockdown and curfews because of bugs. And they said, oh, it could never happen again. They could never pull something like this again. We got 2 states basically under soft lockdown because of bugs. Now, this is also affecting kids in their after-school programs. And I want you to think about it. You got to think about things like this one step further. How is this affecting the local economy? The millionaires, the billionaires, the big corporations, the Walmarts, they're going to be fine. How is this affecting small business owners? I'm sure some of these businesses will be encouraged to shut down at 6 p.m., right? Now, what about these restaurants that get all of their business after 5 p.m.? What about these restaurants that simply survive because of the dinner rush? There's plenty of restaurants that don't even serve breakfast or lunch. They're only open for dinner. Most restaurants, outside of your breakfast and brunch spots, they rely on dinner to stay afloat. But now, even if they are allowed to stay open, their town, their entire city has been encouraged to stay inside. So, of course, they're going to have a slump in sales. You're going to see small businesses being slowly strangled and choked out of business. That's what this is going to do. Your small little restaurants, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating that I'm here again talking about something like this happening again in America, and it's only been a few years since it happened. You know what I mean? We weren't supposed to get back to this spot, but some places already are. So yeah, I mean, just saying, like, when you look at this type of a problem, you got to look at it. You got to look at it outside of just, oh, the mosquitoes biting people. I'm not scared of no mosquito, blah, blah, blah. Look at how it's going to affect people's lives in other ways. Look how it's going to affect small businesses. We know they want small businesses going out of business. They want to own everything. They don't want people owning anything. So I'm worried about the people of Vermont. I'm worried about the people of Massachusetts. And I'm worried about people right here where I live, because it's only a matter of time before they try something like this in other places. And if you think they're not, they already have. But for now, I'm going to keep monitoring this situation. I'm sure a lot of people will keep dismissing it. Hopefully, this is a problem that will go away and we'll never hear about it again. But as you can see, it's not going away yet. So for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.